Tokyo's brutal when you're broke. After losing my job, I'm stuck living out of a capsule hotel in Shinjuku, choking down half-expired rice balls and pretending I'm not circling the drain. So when I find a full one-bedroom apartment in Setagaya listed for 48,000 yen a month, bills included, I didn't even hesitate. I don't ask questions. I sign the lease the same day. The building's a gray concrete block, wedged between a family mart and some ramen shop with its shutters permanently down. No elevator. The stairwell reeks of mold and old tempura grease. My unit, 3C, is tiny but clean. The walls are thin. The window faces a wall of dirty pipes, but it's mine. The landlord is this quiet, stone-faced old man. When we meet, he won't stop glancing out the window while I fill out the forms. He's polite, formal, almost too formal. When I crack a joke, something dumb, like, "At that price, I'm expecting ghosts," he doesn't even laugh. Doesn't smile. He just slides the key across the table and says, "Don't leave food outside your door. And if you hear anything from 4F, ignore it. That unit's sealed." At first, I assumed it's just some weird old man superstition, or maybe a way of warning me about noisy neighbors, until I realized there's no Unit 4F on the directory in the lobby. The fourth floor exists. There's 4A, 4B, 4C, but then a blank space. No 4F, no buzzer. Just a door at the far end of the hallway, painted matte black, bolted shut with a thick chain. Above the peephole, there's a paper charm stuck to the doorframe, faded brushstrokes on yellowed paper. A Shinto ofura, the kind they use to ward off spirits. The other doors in the buildings are all beige, fake wood. This one looks like it belongs in a shrine, or a tomb. The first night I hear the scratching. It's late, past 2 in the morning. I'm in bed, half asleep, phone in hand, when I hear it. A slow scraping sound directly above me. Not random creaks or pipes. This is deliberate. Scrape, scrape, tap, pause, scrape, tap. It goes on for hours. I knock on the ceiling, yell once, nothing. The sound doesn't stop, just slows down for a bit, then starts up again. In the morning, I catch my neighbor, this frail woman with a bent spine and thick Coke bottle glasses. I ask her if she hears anything strange at night. She doesn't answer. Just looks at me for a moment, expression blank, unreadable, and says, "Don't talk about the fourth floor," then closes her door. That night, I dream of my sister. She's standing at the edge of the river behind our old house. Her school uniform's soaked, her hair's dripping, her skin's pale, almost translucent. In the dream, I call her name, but no sound comes out. She doesn't move, just stares, eyes wide, lips trembling. I haven't seen her like that in years. Not since the accident. Not since I told them it was an accident. I wake up drenched in sweat, my throat dry. The scratching's still there, louder now, closer. Like it's not above me anymore, but right outside my door. The next night, I go out for a smoke around 3. The hallway's dead quiet, the air heavy and warm. I look up at the stairwell and freeze. There's someone standing in front of the 4F door. They're facing it, back to me. Long black hair, pale arms hanging loose at their sides. They don't move. They don't make a sound. They just stand there, motionless, like they're waiting for something. I call out, tentative, quiet. "Are you good?" No answer. Then, without turning, they sink into the shadows. Not walk, not vanish, sink, like mist curling under a door. I don't sleep that night. The next morning, I do something stupid. I go up to the 4th floor. The hallway feels colder. The light above the door is flickering. The black door looks exactly the same. chained, sealed, charm still clinging to the frame. I stand in front of it for a while. My palms are sweating. My chest feels tight. I knock. 3 slow, firm knocks. Nothing. Just silence. I turn to leave, and that's when I hear it. A voice, soft and clear, from the other side of the door. It wasn't your fault, but you let them believe it was. It's my sister's voice. Not how she sounded in the dream, but real, alive. No one else knows what happened that night by the river. No one else knows what I did. And something behind that door does. I wake up the next day and find something lying just inside my apartment. A slip of paper. Old. Yellowed. No one knocked. No one rang. But it's there. Just a few inches from where I sleep. There's writing on it. I can't read the kanji, but the top is marked with a symbol that matches the charm on 4F's door. I haven't touched it. I won't. I leave the paper on the floor for 3 days. I step over it every morning, every night, telling myself I'll throw it away. But I don't. I can't. Every time I reach for it, my hand starts to shake. My vision blurs, like I'm looking through water. The writing shifts on the page. Not literally, just in that wrong, off way. Like it doesn't want to be read. On the 3rd night, I wake up and the paper's gone. I don't sleep after that. I start asking questions around the building. Most people won't talk. They pretend not to understand Japanese, even though I heard them chatting in the halls. The ones who do respond just shake their heads. Old building, they say. Creaks, pests, bullshit. But there's one guy, late 20s, maybe lives in 5B, directly above 4F. I catch him smoking on the roof. At first, he's standoffish, but when I mention the scratching sounds, something in his face changes. Not fear, something worse. Recognition. I moved in 6 months ago, he says, not looking at me. First week, I had dreams. Things I'd forgotten. Things I thought I made peace with. He pauses, takes a long drag from his cigarette. You'll start seeing her soon. I don't ask what he means. I already know. The hallway outside 4F changes at night. It's subtle at first. The overhead light flickers a little longer. The walls seem stretched. The air feels thicker, like walking into a sauna. One night, I catch a glimpse of something through the peephole. Just for a second, a pale hand reaches the chain on the 4F door. Slow, careful, like it doesn't want to make noise. When I rip the door open, there's nothing there. But the chain on 4F is a little lower than it was before. The ofada's curling at the edges, like it's decaying, like it's weakening. I check the building's history. The address doesn't come up in any public database. There are no rental listings, no tax records, no reviews. It's like the place doesn't officially exist. I find an archived forum post from 7 years ago. Someone asking about a strange woman seen pacing the 4th floor of a building in Saragaya. One reply. Just one. If you live there, never open the door. She only needs one crack. I see her for the first time a week later. It's raining. The hallway's gray and washed out. I'm heading up the stairs when I feel something shift behind me. A drop in pressure, like the air's been sucked out. I turn and she's standing at the top of the stairwell, bare feet, white robe clinging to her skin, long black hair matted to her face. Her eyes are what stopped me. They're wide, glassy, and wrong, like she's looking through me, past me. She doesn't move. I blink and she's gone, but her footsteps remain, wet bare prints across the linoleum leading straight to my door. I have another dream that night, except It doesn't feel like a dream. I'm standing in the hallway outside 4F. The door's open. Inside, it's dark, not just unlit, empty, like the room swallows light. The air smells like wet earth and rust. I take one step inside. I hear her whisper right behind me. "What did you bury?" I wake up gasping. My shirt is damped with sweat. My window's open, though I'm sure I locked it. And my door? The apartment door is cracked open an inch. Just enough. Enough for someone to watch me sleep. I don't go to work the next day. I dig deeper instead. Old records, archived blogs, anything I can find. Eventually, I stumble onto a name tied to the building. Kozu Natsume. A woman who went missing 12 years ago. Last seen entering this exact building. Never came out. They say she lived in 4F. Rumors spread that she was unstable, that she believed the building was alive, that it remembered, that it fed on the people inside it. The last known record of her voice, an old voicemail sent to her sister, ends with the words, "I tried to confess. I tried to let it go, but it's still here. It's still hungry." That night, I sit in front of my door, staring down the hallway toward 4F. I think about my sister again, about the river, about what I let them believe. I never told anyone what I saw, what I didn't do. I think about what Kozu said, about how the building feeds. Maybe it's not the guilt it wants. Maybe it's the silence. So, I speak. Out loud. Quietly. I say everything. Every detail. I confess. The lights in the hallway buzz, then go out. I feel something lean against the door from the other side. Slow. Heavy. Pressing against it just barely. And then, her voice. Soft and warm. And surprisingly kind. Too late. The next morning, the building feels different. No sound from the streets, no light from the windows. It's like the entire block's been swallowed into a pocket of silence. When I step into the hallway, I realize the lights are off. Not just dim or flickering, but dead. Even the emergency exit signs are dark. And the door to 4F is open. Not just unlocked, open. The chain dangles from the handle. The outfit is gone, only a torn corner stuck to the frame. The air leaking out from the unit is cold and wet, and it smells like rotting leaves and rusted metal. It reminds me of the riverbank where she died. I should run. I want to. But my legs move on their own. I step inside. There's no apartment, just a hallway, narrow and dark, stretching deeper than the building should allow. The floor's damp. The walls are breathing. Not metaphorically, actually moving in and out, like the whole corridor has lungs. I keep walking. My footsteps don't echo. The space seems to stretch and pull. My body feels light, then heavy, then light again. Somewhere behind me, I hear the door close, a soft click, like a lock sliding into place. The hallway opens into a room, a perfect square. Tatami mats blackened with mold, shoji screens soaked through and sagging. In the center, there's a low table. On it, an old cassette recorder still running. I press stop, then rewind. Then play. It's my voice from last night. I let her go. I let her fall in. I told them it was an accident. A wet laugh crackles through the speaker. Good, the voice says. But it's not mine anymore. You'll fit. The room begins to shift. The walls peel back like paper. Behind them, images, scenes, moments I've tried to forget. My sister stands in the rain, begging me to come closer. My silence, my cowardice, her slipping feet, the stillness afterward. Then, other memories, ones I don't recognize. A man crying in a bathtub, slashing at his arm with a utility knife. A child locked in a closet, whispering apologies to something in the dark. Kozu Natsume curled up in the corner of this very room, scratching at the floorboards until her fingers bled. The floorboards under me groan. A voice hums from beneath them. Not words, just a low, rattling hum, like teeth chattering underwater. I turn to leave. There is no door. She steps from the wall like peeling paper, pale, dripping, eyes wide with something like joy. Her mouth doesn't move, but her voice fills the room with smoke. You opened it. You fed it. It likes you. She reaches toward me. Her fingers are long. You can leave if you give it to someone else. She tilts her head. Or you stay and forget everything. Become part of the house. The guilt will soften. Eventually. Behind her, the hallway shifts. Shapes form in the dark. Others. Dozens of them. Faces blurred. Mouths whispering things they'll never get to say. Kozu's among them. Smiling now. Empty. I back away. She doesn't follow. We don't take. You offer. The light in the room goes out. I wake up in my apartment. Door shut. Lights working. Tokyo sounds leaking in through the windows. Traffic. Birds. A siren in the distance. It's like nothing happened. Except the paper's back, lying beside my bed. This time, it's blank. But I understand it now. An invitation. A promise. Or a debt. I start packing. I don't know where I'll go. I just need to leave. This building remembers. It doesn't forget. It sees the parts of you you bury, and it offers you a way out. But it always costs someone. As I reach the front door of my last box, I see someone standing in the stairwell. A young guy. New tenant, maybe. Wide-eyed. Nervous. Holding a bag of groceries. He asks if the place is as cheap as they say. If it's quiet. If the neighbors are nice. I look at him for a long time. And I nod. Then, I hand him the slip of paper.